something? Oh, there. Okay, we're live now. Okay, this is cause 2020-0D04970, the state of Texas versus Arturo Flores. Present in court here this afternoon with his attorney, Mr. Spencer, and the state's attorney there, Ms. Ritchie. I understand. Hello? I understand there has been a plea. Excuse me, can you all not hear us? Hello, Mr. Flores, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Mr. Flores?
I can't come out.
I guess they can't hear us. It looks like.
I can't hear nothing.
All right, well, let's wait until they can get it so he can hear us.
Yeah, I hear something now.
Hello? Are you all able to hear us now, Mr.
Yes, sir.
You can hear us now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's begin again. This is cause 2020-0D04970, the state of Texas versus Arturo Flores, present in court here this afternoon at the virtual plea center, along with his attorney there, Mr. Spencer, and with the state's attorney, Ms. Ritchie. We have the official court interpreter present, the clerk's present. Good afternoon, Ms. Davila, present at the police center for the probation department. I understand we have a plea agreement here, but first of all, let me assure, is your true and correct name Arturo Flores?
Yes, sir.
And your date of birth, 1/27 of 1984?
Yes, sir.
And do you recognize your attorney there, Mr. Spencer? If you'd hold up your hand there, maybe he can see you.
Yeah, I can see him.
Okay. And Mr. Spencer, do you recognize your client, Mr. Flores?
If he can lower his mask just for the brief second so I can identify him. Yes, that is him.
Okay, very good. So then I believe, Ms. Ritchie, if you'd like to state the plea agreement on the record for us.
Yes, Your Honor, this is being reduced to a Class A evading arrest, and it is 12 months probation straight, a $500 fine, 60 hours of community service, urine and breath testing, and curfew.
Okay, it's going to be 1 year probation to the lesser of evading. And it's, did you say the 1 year was going to be, is it straight or deferred?
Yes, Your Honor, it is straight.
Okay, 1 year straight probation with the other conditions you mentioned. All right, is that your understanding of the plea agreement, Mr. Spencer?
It is, Your Honor.
And is that also your understanding of the plea agreement, Mr. Flores?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you understand that the plea agreement is not absolutely binding upon me, but should I choose not to follow it, should I choose to be harsher than that, you could withdraw your plea and we could proceed to a trial on this matter at a later date. But if I follow the plea agreement, it is final. You cannot withdraw your plea. You cannot appeal the case without my consent, and you would begin serving this probation immediately this afternoon. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, we have in front of us some documents marked State's Exhibit 1, the guilty plea and waiver forms in this case. They bear the signature of your attorney, the state's attorney, and what appears to be your signature. Did you, in fact, sign these documents?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you read them before you signed them?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you were reading and signing?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did your attorney further explain to you the meaning of those documents?
Yes.
Did you understand what he was telling you?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question about the meaning of those documents?
No, I don't.
Okay, so that there's never any question, let me briefly explain to you what they mean. They mean primarily two things. First, you're coming into court telling me through a judicial confession, yes, Judge, I did commit this lesser included offense of evading arrest. And secondly, you're telling me that you understand that you're giving up some valuable rights here today. The most important of those rights is the right to a trial by jury, not only upon the issue of guilt, not guilt, but also upon the issue of any potential punishment. Do you fully understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Understanding that, how do you plead then to this lesser included Class A misdemeanor offense of evading, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you entering your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, I am.
Did anybody force you, threaten you, coerce you, or in any way make you plead guilty?
No, sir.
Did anybody promise you anything or persuade you in such a manner you felt you had to plead guilty other than the plea agreement stated on the record in open court here this afternoon?
No.
Now, you understand the potential punishment here for a Class A misdemeanor is from 1 day to 1 year in the county jail, a fine not to exceed $4,000. But instead of putting you in jail, I can place you on probation for any number of years, not to exceed 2, and again, a fine not to exceed $4,000. You understand I'll sentence you somewhere within those general guidelines.
I understand that, sir.
Okay. Now, you are a U.S. citizen,
Yes, sir, I am.
and how old are you?
37.
37. How far did you go in school?
I had some college.
Some college. Very good. You can certainly read and write the English language.
Of course I can, sir.
Have you ever been under the care of a psychiatrist or psychologist for mental health or mental illness issues?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of problems were those?
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
Oh, thank you.
And are you presently getting medications, under medication for that?
Yes, sir, I am.
Is it helping you?
Yes.
And is it helping you to such a degree that you believe you are mentally competent this afternoon? You understand everything that's going on here?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. And counsel, have you had time to go over the fact? You've had time to go over the facts and circumstances of the case, the legal aspects of the case, and had time to evaluate your client's mental status?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you believe, and are you representing to me that you believe he is mentally competent, as that term is defined under Texas law, to enter this plea?
I do believe he's competent, Judge, yes.
All right. Then based on your representations, Mr. Spencer, and your representations, Mr. Flores, and the court's observations of you in court, both here today and prior occasions, I find that you are competent to enter the plea. The state may summarize the evidence.
Yes, Your Honor, had the state proceeded to trial in this case, we would have proven each and every element listed in the indictment beyond a reasonable doubt.
All right. And we, of course, have gone over in a judge's pretrial conference all of the smaller details of the case and the facts of the case and the defendant's criminal history and background. And so based on all of that, I find the evidence is sufficient to find the defendant guilty of the lesser included Class A misdemeanor offense of evading. And I'm now ready to proceed upon the issue of punishment. I think in part of those hearings, Mr. Flores, I found out that you're employed. Where are you working now?
I'm a mechanic at AJ's Diesel right now in Horizon.
Okay, so you live out in Horizon,
Yes.
and I believe you have family, children out there.
No, I have a family. Well, in Albuquerque, I've been separated for 5 years already.
Oh, you've been separated, but you do have some children. Are they adult children or
No, sir, I don't have any children. Just the ones that I raised.
just the ones you raised?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Now, are you living, what are your living conditions? Are you living on your own? What are you doing?
Well, my dad has a property up here in Horizon that he's fixing, and so it has 1 bedroom in it, and I've been staying in that house. We're renovating the whole thing. So on my spare time, we work on the house. We're trying to build the house. Yeah.
All right. Well, so I guess that it's good. You're living with your dad. You help him taking care of him.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very commendable. Well, then what, I think probably the most important thing is, staying on your medications. I think that's, you look like you're doing well this afternoon.
Thank you.
And so I think that's a critical factor in making sure you don't get in trouble in the future. And I hope you can keep doing that. Make sure you stay on your meds. Do you see anybody on a regular basis or just to get your medications?
Well, I tried, sir. I was going for a while, the outpatient, where my insurance from New Mexico was no longer valid here in Texas. So I had to get some new insurance here in Texas in order for me to continue with the treatment. But it's only been about a month and a half since I haven't been able to get my insurance updated here.
All right. Well, I think the probation department one of the strengths of our probation department in El Paso is that the chief probation officer, Miss Ina, is very concerned about mental health issues. And so they have put a lot of strength and trying to make sure that our probationers, get some mental health help. So when you get assigned to your probation officer, and I think Ms. Davila is there, see what needs he might have in that area, so that you can assist him to make sure that he gets some help if possible.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all very much. Is there anything else that you wanted to go over? Either from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
Anything else from you, Mr. Flores?
No, sir.
Okay, well then I will follow the recommendation. It will be 1 year probation for the Class A misdemeanor, and under the different terms and conditions have been placed before you here earlier this afternoon. And good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I think that's the only one we had at the virtual police center this afternoon. We can go offline.